Hello and welcome everyone, Stormy Sensei here. The moment has finally come. We're about to finish our 4th playthrough of Triangle Strategy. This has been the Roland saga, except we have abandoned Roland like several chapters ago. I don't really know, I've somewhat thought up the gimmick for next playthrough. I think I'm just going to use the original 8 plus Cordelia and Avalora. That's getting way ahead of myself though. Oh, and the plan for next playthrough is to basically do the route from the first playthrough. But since we'll be at max level, everything will be more difficult. But also we'll be a lot stronger, so everything will be easier. Alright, on the last session, we defeated XM Marshall. We used our convictions to overcome his ambition. And Esfrost finished off using the Death Snell, so we get to see its impact on the Crown City. Not the Crown City, on the Goddess's Shield. This might end up being a pretty short stream though, because it's only going to be one battle and then some cutscenes.
The cannon blasts through the Goddess's shield as easily as iron through flesh. House Wolford and the Esfrosti forces converge south of the capital. With their way in secured, they set their sights on the palace. Thus, the stage for the battle's final act is set.
I wonder if we get to team up with Dance of the Automaton. I wonder if we get to team up with Svarog, Sikris, and Gustadolf at all for this final battle. Like, they could be green units. I would very much like that.
Gustadolf.
King Sereno, Frederica. Thanks to your fine diversion, we succeeded in blasting our way in as planned.
The goddess's shield crumbled in a single blow. That cannon is a fearsome weapon.
That it
We
is.
used the explosives Dragan invented. They were originally devised for mining, after all.
I pray we shall use them only for that purpose in the future.
Indeed. I have no desire to see wars waged with these weapons on both sides.
With the Goddess's shield destroyed, the enemy will be preparing to flee. We must make haste to the palace.
You shall go no further.
Camso. And Lila.
Mr. Lila. Didn't take them long to reach us. The saintly 7 are formidable foes indeed.
We'll handle them, King Serenoa. You should make for the palace.
Very well. No traitor shall set foot upon the palace grounds while we yet live.
Then it seems your death is at hand.
After them! Do not let them reach the palace!
We must keep Wolford's path clear. Esfrosti, charge!
Alright, so I don't get to use the Esfrost commanders as green units. We're on our own.
The Goddess's shield has been breached! Izant is doomed!
Calm yourself, Minister Tenebris. Have you no faith in the Goddess? Do you not believe she will protect us?
No, I mean, yes, but...
Have you had a chance to atone for your sins yet?
No, not yet. I would do anything to be absolved.
Oh boy.
Then you are in luck. I have a very special special role for you. A command from the very lips of the Holy One.
The Holy One?
Come, Minister Tenebris.
He's about to have his life energy sucked out.
I truly worthy of such an honor?
That, I think, remains to be seen. You are to escort the Holy One to face the insurgents.
You face them? In battle? Why?
So they may suffer the wrath of the goddess, of course. O Holy One, let us gaze upon your countenance.
What is this?
We know what it is. But it doesn't look like we're going to see Edor's true form for this final battle here. Some character stories. Cordelia, nice. Though the Crown City has been freed from Esfrost's clutches, the citizens continue to denounce Cordelia. Obviously, this doesn't take place during Chapter 20.
At last, Glenbrook is ours once more. We could not have done this without you, Huette.
This is probably like Chapter 15 or 16, something like that.
I cannot thank you enough
14.
for all you've done in service of the crown.
I can take no credit. 'Twas all the efforts of Prince Roland and Lord Serenoa.
Yeah, Roland has already left the party, so it's definitely not because of that, or not at that point in time.
And of course, your loyal subjects who have no doubt longed for your return.
Have they indeed? Can you hear them, Huette? My beloved loyal subjects speak.
This got dark.
Show yourself, Cordelia! You traitor! Foul puppet of a princess!
Damned witch! Lord Landroy's blood is on your hands!
If that bastard Roland was alive, why didn't he show his face sooner?
Lord Landroy gave his life for the crown, and you repay him with treachery and cowardice?
It seems they would just as soon have my head, and Roland's for that matter.
What in the name of... I'll disperse them at once.
She's gonna say no. I deserve this.
I cannot stop you, but you should know they speak truth.
Flashback to when, yeah, during the Frosty occupation. All right.
Well, have you made up your mind?
You ask as if I ever had a choice.
She's prepared to do what she must to protect the royal line as its sole survivor. She's using the title card that she had back during the
Perceptive.
flashback.
Perhaps our little talk will not take so much time after all. I want you to declare to your people that the former kingdom of Glenbrook is now under Esfrosti rule. They must hear it from you if they are to accept this new reality.
For some reason, my doorbell rang. I'm gonna go find out why. I'll be right back. Oops.
If, however, you refuse, well, who can say what will become of us?
Alright, gonna be right back. I'm back.
House Fox, loyal as they are to the crown, might erupt into open revolt. They are a fearsome lot, indeed. They would rain hellfire upon the castle.
So this is taking place
You can imagine what this would entail.
during chapters 7 and 8. Right before the events of chapters 7 and 8.
Had I refused to go through with the Archduke's plot, our kingdom would have been drowned in an ocean of blood.
I understand your pain, Your Highness. I know how hard you fought to survive. It is clear that the people, however, do not. They only see a pawn, a puppet, a traitor. This pains me.
I cannot deny their words. But I cannot allow this chasm between the people and the royal family to deepen any further. 'Tis a new era for Glenbrook. But our optimism must not blind us to the fissures beneath our feet. Else in time they will swallow us whole. I would heal these wounds properly, though I'm not sure I know how.
I figured that was going to be the end of the scene. Alright, let's use up some of this money now. Six timber, 6 stone. We're so close to finishing this all off. I never thought I'd see the day that Quahog actually had all 4 of his final abilities unlocked. Alright, who's next? Ten timber, 8 fiber. Back to being broke. This is what the full encampment looks like. Looks like they left some room for DLC characters, like no one's even sitting at this table over here. Oh, we can also see Cordelia's new messages. There should be 4 new messages to read. We have lost so much in this fight, but I will do all my power to see Glenbrook restored to its former glory. The spirit of our people has been broken. I see now there is so much more I could have done to save them from this fate. Father built this kingdom, and Franny laid down his life to protect it. Now I must rise to the occasion as well. Alright, there were not 4, it was just the 3. They call me the Bloody Shield, a gruesome title to be sure. I think that we actually have finished everyone's character stories, except for Cordelia. Cordelia still has one more, and maybe Laura has one more as well. I think Milo's is complete though. No way, I've used Cordelia only 4 times. I mean, that makes sense. 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, that's 4 times. I didn't do any mental mock battles this playthrough because we started the game at max level. I'll do mental mock battles at the start of the next chapter, or the next playthrough though. Alright. Sereno and the others make for the Hierophant's palace but are met with resistance along the way. Final battle. Should be a wild one.
Minister Tenebris.
Wow, we get to fight Tenebris. And the Hierophant.
Woman with him.
Serenoa Wolfort, the blame rests at your feet. Your meddling forced me into this position.
Let us pass peacefully and you will come to no harm.
You speak as if I have a choice.
There's always a choice.
Unless every last rebel is killed, Minister Edor will kill me.
Yeah, but we're going over there to kill Edor, so you don't have to worry about it.
Killing all of us is beyond even your capabilities.
Rude.
He did not charge me with your executions. The Holy One will see to that. All I had to do was escort her here.
Wait, are you telling me that I still don't get to fight Tenebris? That's wild.
That woman is the Holy One? I cannot say. None have actually seen the Holy One in the flesh.
You understand what an honor this is to witness not only her true form, but her true power.
A lot of mages in this map.
Suffer the wrath of the goddess!
Yeah, the Saintly Seven and the Oracle of the Goddess. Little else is known about the Hierophant, whose true form is shrouded in mystery. Oh no.
What are you doing?
I guess we do fight Tenebris in a very sick kind of way.
Run!
Whew.
What
That's some power.
is this?
This destruction, this light, it's just like the Elfric. Lord Serenoa, I am not sure how it is possible, but I believe she has absorbed the power of the blast crystals.
Or she is the power of the blast crystals.
Is such a thing even possible? No, not for a human.
Are you saying the Holy One is not human? We must retreat.
No, Lord Serenoa.
I think that retreating would be a nice thing to do right now. We could defeat Camcel and Lila together and then fight with S. Frost.
Huh?
I do not deny we face an enemy unlike any we have faced before. But to withdraw now will allow Hyzant to recover its strength. I thought you believed in what the Salt promises. I thought you were resolved to do whatever it takes to forge a better Norzelia.
You're asking us to die, Benedict.
The future is as strange and frightening as any foe. How can you be brave enough to change one when you flee in terror from the other? Be not afraid to fight for your chosen path, Lord Serenoa. We will fight beside you every step of the way.
You speak true, Benedict. Take up your arms, my friends. We will strike down this so-called Holy One and Hyzant wither!
Defeat the Hierophant is the only mission requirement. She is way back there. Let's see if she's got this thing. Yep. Deal non-elemental magic damage to all enemies with 3 or more TP with a power of 493. But also TP to damage as well. So that's pretty rough. Magic bullet. 323 damage. Summons a puppet for 3 TP. Tempt all enemies for 2 turns. That's pretty rough. There's only one counter attacker. And then these puppets. Physical damage is what they do. It's actually kind of dangerous to use Decimal here, and Giovanna as well.
Understood.
I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
With all my might.
Very well. But of course.
Ready and willing. Understood.
Is it 3 or more, or is it more than 3? 3 or more TP. She can't do that on her first turn, though. I thought I put Hewitt on the map somewhere. Guess I didn't. Alright, where do we actually want to hole up? You don't really have any high ground advantages anywhere. We would be able to take these areas over here. Probably don't necessarily need yens. I think that the plan here is to kill puppets, which will cause her to cast her TP on summoning puppets rather than killing us, which would be nice. Hey there, Lava. We gotta somehow take out these mages. A taunt ought to do to get all of them from Eridor. It would be great if I could get something that doesn't allow me to get tempted. I think that that's evasion. Yeah, that's evasion. Alright. I don't really know how this is going to go. We've definitely already beaten a more difficult version of this, where we had to fight Edor and the Hierophant. But somehow I have more misgivings about this map. I forgot to move Cordelia out of the way.
My friends, the final battle is upon us. We face a foe like none we've ever faced, but fear has no place in our hearts. We are the light that guides Norzelia out of the darkness and into a new dawn. It's time. Got it.
How much of this game is left? About an hour for this playthrough. And then we have an entire other playthrough that we might decide to go off of.
Think you can catch me?
But we won't do start off on that immediately though.
So all that secret research the Ministry conducted was to create this abomination. A monster in human skin. To what end did Hyzan create such a thing?
Where shall we strike?
Oh, wait, 100% chance?
Now I end this. Strike while the iron's hot. Let's do this.
Flee while you have the chance. a word.
Me too! You won't beat me! I'll be your shield!
Let's go!
That'll put me at 2.
I'm here!
That's the stuff!
Let me heal your wounds. Fear not, for I am by your side.
Now then, to work.
Wasn't just elfing they researched in secret. This is another rancid fruit of their experiments.
Well, yeah, he used to
Let our research be corrupted.
be a researcher here.
Behold true power. The heavens
Let's
cry.
slow down the enemies here. Making it rain. Oh, that's really bad.
So it comes to battle.
Does anyone have 3 TP? No. Good. Whew. I need to get rid of the TP that I currently have.
Got it.
Just gonna make a puppet, I'm assuming.
Choices,
No?
choices.
That's pretty rough.
You won't know up from down.
Oops.
Come, let me put you out of your misery. What was the old man thinking, creating something like this? Come, let me put you out of your misery.
Hey there, Fishy. Hey, Chomper.
How's this?
80% chance. Failed. Bad luck.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Let's see. Gila is turn 16. Hierophant is turn 7. So I can't actually. What's it called?
I will do what I can.
Well done.
She only has 900 HP. We would actually one-round her if she got close enough to us.
Forward!
Nope, no one's got a nuke by the Hierophant this time.
Flee while you have the chance. Let me put you out of your misery.
Done it now!
Let me heal your wounds.
Turn 8, huh?
Your wounds are
That's the stuff.
That means that
I'll give it my best. I got it.
So, it falls to me.
A cold wind blows.
The heavens judge you. Stay down.
I'll take you on. Push on through.
all right. Now we're talking. She used up her TP.
Another one. Just how many does she have at her disposal? I'll take it from here.
Right now she's got 1 TP, and at most at turn 16, this guy can cast Grant TP onto her, which gives her only 2, so she would start the next battle with 3, which means she can't use Divine Punishment. So we're safe for a turn here.
We can do this.
Shall we dance? Let's go. I must do my duty.
Interesting.
Defeat is not an option. I'll make this quick.
I was not expecting him to go for that option.
I got it.
Trying to trap some of these mages here. We are running out of space here.
Do they have the upper hand? Uninvited surrender! I shall do what I can. Fear not, for I am by your side.
So, it falls to me.
Behold true power. Stay down.
Come at me.
Oops. I don't have enough for King Shield.
whatever it takes.
Let's see, your turn 4. So everyone here is safe.
Let's do this.
That certainly helps.
Let's play.
Which one counterattacks? This is the one with the counterattacks. Part of me wants to have an 80% chance of tempting this guy. But if I miss, Milo literally just dies. And she doesn't have a resurrection amulet on. So we'll just wait. We're backed literally into a corner.
My turn now. I'm here, clever move.
Okay, Battle Mage retreats. That's good. Sword Guy retreats. Also good.
I need to.
Now then, to work.
Alright, this is really good here. I wish that they had not retreated there, actually.
So it comes to battle.
Nope. What I actually want to do maybe is Slumber Strike. This is not the one that actually has the counterattack. Does not put him to sleep, unfortunate.
My turn.
I am good to use this here.
If I must destroy myself, so be it. I shall do what I can. Allow me. Good.
My time is now.
Good. Used up another 3 TP. Wonderful.
I've been waiting for this.
You love to see it. I'm trying to get in some of these mages to hit me. Unfortunately, I cannot. Oh, actually, I'm actually not able to use King's Shield here. So I actually don't want to get any mages to hit me. Turn 12. What can I do before turn 12 to stop this from being a disaster? I just have to... Oh, I already have an auto revive. I'll just tank the hit, I guess.
Choices.
Life is a
I'll help you.
butterfly.
I'll take it from here.
need.
Let's go.
I actually have to use some magic here because otherwise I will gain too much.
I must do my duty.
That hurt a lot. Nearly one shot 2 people at one turn. Paralyzes Eridor.
I must remain calm.
Sorry.
Alright, slept. Good.
Forward. Wait your turn.
One more.
Turn 21. So I can use a heal what ails you from Gila, and I can use a heal area on from Cordelia, and then kind of stop all this craziness.
Now then, to work.
I see through you.
Face me if you dare. Let me put
You
you out
enjoy
of your
pain?
misery. Cool heads shall prevail. Tis but a trifle.
Behold true power. Stay down.
Time to take action. Let's do this.
Shall be a boon.
Shall we dance? You won't know up from down.
It's only a flesh wound.
Oh, that's kind of unfortunate. Turn 11. How can I stop that from happening? Turn 11. Doesn't really look like I can. Oh, another worrisome issue here is when does Hierophant move again? Because Avlora has 13 TP, or has 3 TP. She does have an auto revive, I think.
I can do this.
Yeah, she does have an auto revive.
Let your wounds be healed.
This will do.
Didn't kill her. In fact, it only made her stronger, and also used up all of his TP. Yeah, they did a lot of damage though. 500 something.
I'll give it my best.
Okay. Gila. What you got for me? Nothing?
I got it.
If he tries to hit Eridor, then he should fall for this trap. Nice. Great
Forward.
job. And now... I do put myself up for getting attacked by 2 of them. I'll do this side because I only get hit by 1 of them.
Not bad. I am finished.
So, it falls to me.
Why do I have so much freedom here? May as well use it.
This is everything I've got.
Like, they can't hit me from here?
Whatever it takes.
I'll take it. Alright, who's gonna kill this guy over here? He's got 1 more turn of sleep. Oh yeah. Zana can do it.
Let's do
I
this.
can feel it!
I shall do what I can. Allow me. Leave the rest to me.
Avalor gets hit by divine punishment and all she has to say about it is, not bad.
You won't know up from down. Take this. That must have hurt.
Behold true power. My turn now. Stay with us.
I've been waiting for this. Time to die!
Alright, we got rid of the horses, we got rid of 1 mage. I'm actually really not that worried about however many puppets she puts down. Only what I'm really worried about are these 2 mages. And getting 1 shot from across the entire map for having too much TP. But she actually used up all of her TP just now, so we're safe again. So turn 10 is next. Oh, but it's this mage though, it's this healer. Will the healer even bother coming in my direction? Probably not. But maybe the swordsman will? That's turn 18.
This is my way of doing things.
Shall we dance? You won't know up from down.
Defeat is not an option.
He's actually in range of magic bullet. I'm gonna back up all my units real quick.
I'll take it from here.
I actually can use,
We can do
I won't
this.
let you guess.
since she doesn't have 4 TP,
Face
I'll
me
actually be
if
safe
you dare.
to, what's it called here?
I won't hold you back.
Above and beyond.
To end this fight,
Clever move.
the heavens judge you. Hear my prayers.
Now then, to work.
Shall we begin?
Allow me.
I'm fate.
I've been waiting for this. Show me what you're made of.
This magic bullet, is it actually magic damage? Non-elemental magic damage? Yeah, we can't actually get in range of the Hierophant as Eridor here.
So it comes to battle.
For the honor of House Wolford. Death from above.
Now what to do?
I'll take it from here. We can do
That
this.
certainly helps.
I can do this.
Actually have to use something here. And make sure not to goof on that.
Stay strong.
My turn.
So then Hierophant goes on turn 7. And then after that, I'm turn 19, but that's after the Hierophant. But if I wait, then I turn to 13 instead. Yulia's turn 14, so I can't use Bloody Cross next turn, unfortunately.
I shall do what I can. Go quickly.
Just what I needed. Time for some research.
This sword person is able to hit me from here. Why? He like just walks all the way up here and then uses spinning strike. So if I use Icy Breath instead, then he won't be able to, because the square will be frozen, and it'll increase his movement cost.
Freeze.
My time is now. The gods favor us.
I feel like I can do anything.
a tank with regen on ice. You could have an entire ice comp. You could have like Corentin and Giovanna and that ice tank, and you know, just never die. Please make another puppet. Darn it.
I've been waiting for this. Look to my shield. Now you've done it now.
Choices. How's this? My turn. Uninvited guests. My turn now.
I gotta do something, but like, I don't really need to do anything. I actually need to do worse than something here, actually. So I need to do something actually useless. Oh wait, I could just move as well. This is a good chance for me to move, because I have been stuck in this spot for a while.
Stay strong!
Strike while the iron's hot.
Alright, don't throw Julio. Don't give it to anyone that would put them above what they need to be at.
This is far just what I need. I'll give it my best.
Really need to catch that mage. Like, alright, why is he able to hit me? Let's figure that out. It's not with Spark, but it's with Fierce Wind. Fierce Wind across 3 horizontal squares. Unfortunate. So he could move either here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Or he can hit me from here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, actually, he can't hit me from here. So he can only hit me from this square. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if he decides to attack me, let me make sure that this guy can't go up there as well. No, he can't reach that square. Good. One, 2, 3, 4.
I got it.
Sure hope that works. She used divine punishment on her own units. I was like, I didn't have anyone that was at max things.
Now I end this.
Cool heads shall prevail.
That actually makes us super safe for another turn.
Time for some research.
I don't need to actually move from here.
Free.
I will move on to ice.
My time is now. Tremble in fear!
Please? please? Oh, darn. I didn't realize that he could hit Serenoa from there. But at this point, we can actually just kind of rush them. Because it's literally just mages. You already hit me with Magic Bullet from there, though. So we can't, like, full on just rush them, I guess. Your turn 4, your turn 2. I can actually get a an invincibility off.
I'll take it from here.
This is far from over.
I'll keep on then.
I won't hold you back.
And I can cast a Regen on Serenoa and then prepare for turn 13. She won't have enough for Divine Punishment, so I can wait here and then get another Above and Beyond for the next turn.
You won't beat me!
King Shield. They can waste all their magic, hitting an invincible target.
So it comes to battle.
Are you able to hit me from here? One, two, three, four. You're able to hit from both of those. Okay. Turn 6, followed by turn 7. If I go from here, though, then you can only hit me from one direction, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope. He's able to hit me from all three, well, for these two squares. Which means he'll either go all the way straight across and use it, or he'll go to this diagonal spot and then use it. So I can't force an interaction here. So I'll wait till next turn.
Forward.
So, it falls to me.
I could Shield of Ice someone, which should give them protection against a Divine Punishment. Who's going to be the next person that's likely to get hit by a Divine Punishment? Myself, honestly. I'm the most likely to get hit by a Divine Punishment.
Shield us, frigid winds.
Cool heads shall prevail.
Cordelia is not going to get hit by Divine Punishment because she's going to use Above and Beyond this next turn. So like, here's the Hierophant. She's only got 2 TP, not 4. Although I suppose it could be disastrous if this mage casts Grant TP on her, and then she would actually have enough. I suppose that is like the one way that that goes horribly wrong. We could maybe fix that by hasting. No, it's not enough to get her out of that.
Make the most of this.
I'll do it anyway. I get Azana's turn in between, so I can use an in tandem, or use a missed opportunity if I really feel strongly about that. If the healer does use Grant TP there, yeah, he does.
My time is now.
All right, so that's in tandem, so that no one has 3 TP here. Maybe he'll actually survive a magic attack with an Above and Beyond. He makes a puppet because there's nothing else for them to do.
Let's play.
Me too. Whatever it takes. Let's do this. That certainly helps. I must remain calm.
I don't want to get one shot though. Okay, I can actually hit him from here. Oh, but I actually need to Slumber Strike or something.
Here goes.
Flee while you have the chance. My fist will hurt.
Forward. There it is.
Alright. 2 mages down.
Come at me.
1 to go.
Look to my shield.
Alright. That's pretty good.
My turn
Where was I?
She is able to hit me from there. Oh, but I have Ice Shield.
Come on.
Shall we begin? Make the most of this.
This shall be a boon.
Very well. Tremble in fear. What is this?
Me too.
Choices.
Get this nice little flank going.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Slowly but surely closing on our enemies. I'm immune to temptation because of the evasion bracelet that I knew would come in handy.
I will crush you. My sword would like a word.
I can do this.
How much TP do you have? 1? And you're not, there's no way for you to get another one?
Forward.
I don't have an auto revive on Serenoa here. What's Gila doing? Turn 5.
Now then, to work.
Come on. Their numbers have fallen. The advantage is ours. Let us end this once and for all. I'll take you on.
I'll agree to that. What is this thing that I have on me? Decreases lightning resistance. What hit me with decreased lightning resistance? Oh, Thunderbird. Okay. I had no idea that that was the secondary effect here.
I'll be your shield.
the Hierophant does actually have an interesting mechanic. Like it's really kind of like a hard mode type of thing, because like you can't just turtle up and, you know, maximize all your abilities.
Stay down. Let's play. Delectable.
Please magic bullet your own ally. Charge TP.
Whatever it takes.
Are you on ice? Yes, you are.
Defeat is not an option.
My turn now.
Alright, now Serenoa might actually live something for once.
I must remain calm.
Turn 9.
Aim steady.
My turn.
For the honor of House Wolfort.
So, it falls to me.
Oh. Fine.
Come on.
Come at me!
Look to my shield.
Cool heads shall prevail.
Behold true power.
That is the actual most useless position you could have put that in. Where can this thing even go? Okay, it actually can go up here, but it won't get a chance to. Turn 9. I get another auto revive.
Let's do this.
Well done. Choices, choices.
I don't have an auto revive ring on Milo.
My turn now.
From where shall we strike?
Death from above. I'll give it my
Alright,
best.
that was good to know.
Work.
So if you're above your max HP, then healing spells heal for 0.
My turn.
So, it falls to me.
Still have an ice shield on, so I don't really have to worry about anything in particular.
Come on.
Next turn I have something to worry
I shall do
about.
what I can.
Most likely to die in one turn. Milo, definitely. Giving this to Milo.
Fear not, for I am by your side.
I've been
waiting for this.
I'll agree to that. Cyranoa like became useless somehow. I don't know why. It just kind of like happened.
Come and get me.
Behold true power. My turn now.
Oops. Hmm.
I must do my duty.
Time to take action. We can do
Well
this.
done.
He doesn't like tank enough to be a tank, and he doesn't heal enough to like heal. I think I kind of goofed. Unless I miss, or unless I don't miss, I should say.
You won't know up from down. How's this?
There we go.
For the honor of House Wolford.
Wait your turn.
How cute.
Face me if you dare. I'll cut you all
Do
down.
so.
It's time.
I don't particularly want to be here, but I will, just to stop being here. I agree.
Time for some research.
I should probably heal someone, or like make someone invincible. Like someone's going to die, I feel like. Yin's probably.
Defense is paramount.
Okay. Used up the magic bullet. Not that that matters, it doesn't cost any TP for them to use that.
This is far from over.
I won't hold you back. To end this fight,
Leave the rest to me.
the heavens judge you.
Get some critical hits up.
Grant us your blessing.
Let's play.
How's this?
Let me heal your wounds.
I've been waiting for this. Come and get me.
For the honor of House Wolford.
Wait your turn.
Just for you.
I will crush you. I'll cut you all
Follow
down.
me.
So it comes to battle. How about this?
Time for
Alright,
some
go ahead and do the honors.
I see through you.
Crenton's story has come full circle. He left Hyzant because he hated it, wanted to do his own research, came back with all the knowledge and defeated the Hierophant. Alright, grab some popcorn.
What sort of inhuman
creature was that?
An automaton, or so I am told.
Looks like Gustav was victorious.
Archduke Gustadolf, you survived.
Naturally, Kemsel is dead. What remains of Hyzan's forces have surrendered.
But Lila?
An automaton, you were told. By whom?
A captured soldier.
Yeah, okay.
I can't believe you struck down the Holy One. Something tells me this spells the end for Hyzant, and the teachings of the goddess both.
Well, I'm happy with any ending where Lila stays alive.
Thing was truly the Holy One. Yes, I built her myself, under Edor's orders.
Oh, I didn't know that she knew the whole the truth the whole time.
By the power of Elfric.
Why would he order the construction of such an odious thing?
With an immortal Holy One as powerful as the goddess herself, Hyzant could ensure the longevity of its faith. So Edor claimed. But in truth, she was meant to be nothing more than a soulless puppet. A tool Edor could use to bend Hyzant to his own will.
Hyzant was supposed to be a land under the goddess's protection, where people could live freely and equally.
Unless you're
To think it was ruled
Roselle.
by an empty doll this entire time.
An absurd revelation indeed, but one that will cause the goddess's faithful to break with Hyzant when they learn of it. I expect they will be much more inclined to join us after the war.
And the Roselle? Do you think this will put an end to the prejudice against them?
Ostensibly.
There is still the puppet master himself to contend with. We must make for the palace and capture him.
It is doubtful we will find Edor there. I expect he deployed the Holy One to buy himself time to escape. That is the kind of man he has always been.
Dang.
With Hyzant fallen, he is not but a powerless old fool. There is nothing he can do, no matter where he flees. Victory is ours, King Serenoa.
I suppose it is.
GG.
The battle for the Hyzantian capital draws to a victorious close for the Allied armies. Minister Lila, last of the Saintly Seven, signs her name to a peace treaty, effectively ending Hyzant's salt monopoly.
I like this ending. Lila stays alive?
The effects of this momentous occasion will ripple through all of Norzelia. With the Holy One's true identity revealed, the power of the goddess's teachings crumbles, and the Roselle are freed from their enslavement at the source.
Wonderful.
But their long enslavement and the stubborn prejudices against them make it difficult for many to start a new life.
Move to Castle Wolford
Still
domain.
bound in the fetters of their suffering, they find themselves scattered throughout the realm. Meanwhile, Glenbrook and Esfrost join forces to abolish the Consortium and salt taxes. They order the Grand Norzelian mines to open to the populace, giving people near and far access to the salt crystals. With the various applications of salt also made public, several laws are enacted to support merchants whose enterprise involves the mineral. When the people realize the new opportunities available to them, they rush to take
Hey, why is
advantage
this
of
ending so good? Where's the bad
in
part?
Opening doors that had once been closed, Serenoa Wolford's subjects admiringly refer to him as King Serenoa the Liberator. And so, a new era of freedom comes to pass. An era where any may access the salt needed to better their future. Of booming trade and flourishing industry, Norzelia is reborn as a land where the power rests with her people. And yet, the gap between the haves and the have-nots
Okay,
grows
here it
ever
comes.
wider. It is an era of great wealth, hand in hand with terrible poverty. The more some prosper, the more many suffer.
So we become a post-industrial society. which is like not that bad. I mean, it's bad, but like it's only as bad as reality.
Lady Destra, with each hard-won victory he claimed, your son transformed our realm. Now he presides over all of Norzelia, powerful and peerless. I have no regrets. All there is left for me to do is atone for the way I used Lord Serenoa. This is the last time I shall intrude upon your rest.
You will not take your life on my watch, Benedict.
Lord Serenoa, what are you doing here?
Did you not hear me? Preventing you from making a grave mistake. I need you by my side.
No, you don't. I am no more than a wretch who used you for his own gain. I cared nothing for what would befall Norzelia or her people. I even deposed Prince Roland for my own selfish purposes. It was vengeance upon King Regna and Lord Simon for the way they treated Lady Destra like an object, and upon myself for being powerless.
What Benedict doesn't know is that Serenoa already knows this because we were in the graveyard on the night that he first confessed this to Lady Destra's grave.
All I wanted was to clear my conscience for being unable to help her all those years ago. All I wanted, more than anything, was Lady Destra's good favor. To hear her tell me I'd done well.
You've done well, Benedict.
You've done well, Benedict.
Huh?
I understand how you're feeling. Truly. For I feel it too. My wish to shepherd Norzelia and her people to an era of peace is genuine. But before the entire continent became my responsibility, I wanted only to prove myself worthy of the title of Lord Wolfort. That is the reason I have come this far. My mother and father, Roland and Frederica, my retainers, and you, Benedict. Everything I have done to prove myself to all of you.
Lord Serenoa.
What awaits our realm is anyone's guess. As one who paved the path we now follow, I must keep fighting to ensure we do not falter. So, tell me, Benedict, am I not a man worthy of your assistance?
There is none more worthy in all the realm. So long as there's breath in my lungs, my lord, I will do all I can to help you.
And several new salt crystal deposits have been discovered.
Nice. I knew that they were going to find more salt deposits.
I see. We should tell the people what we know. All of it.
If we do that, we'll drown in the flood of traders who come seeking mining permits from every corner of the realm.
I expect so. Huette, I am trusting you to keep a sharp eye on the contracts and make sure everything is in order.
Of course, my lord.
We couldn't have planned this better. Salt-reliant trades will prosper even more now.
Your Majesty, I've caught the criminal that robbed and murdered those salt merchants. The man's a Rosellan who lives in Old Town. He confessed to the deed, saying he did it to feed his family.
It's rough.
Another criminal out of Old Town. And a Rosellan on top of that.
Old towns fall into squalor and poverty. There must be something we can do to turn things around.
Public's work probably would help.
This isn't an isolated incident, Your Majesty. If we do nothing to help the impoverished, I'm afraid these crimes of desperation will only keep happening.
I think this is the best ending of the normal 3. So far, yes.
Prejudice against the Roselle is alive and well. It forces many of them into hard, cruel lives. There must be something we can do to alleviate their suffering.
There are systems in place to help the poor find work, and an edict forbidding discrimination against the Roselle.
Benedict, you don't get it.
But we cannot show them any further favoritism.
Oh, he definitely doesn't get it.
They are not the only ones struggling to survive right now.
Very well.
Murder is a grievous sin, even if it is done in the name of one's family. Execute the Rosellan for his crimes.
It shall be done.
A new day is dawning upon our realm, Frederica. If we are to earn the people's trust in this time of upheaval, we must hold everyone accountable to the law equally.
But we also literally control all the laws, so we could make new ones that make things better for the poor people.
Yes, Your Majesty.
I will earn all of your trust. This I swear on Roland's name.
It's kind of hard to be worse than the Hyzant ending. I mean, I feel like, in general, about as many people are suffering in this ending as the Hyzant ending. It's just that in the Hyzant ending, it's literally just the Roselle that are suffering. And in this ending, most of the Roselle are suffering, but also some Glenbrook Hyzantians and Esfrosty. Because apparently Old Town has more than just Roselle living in it, because it's another criminal from Old Town, and this one happens to also be a Roselle. So I'm assuming that there are like pockets of poverty and big crime throughout the region, or throughout the continent.
I will make Norzelia a better place. To that end, I will fight until my dying breath.
Admit the next petitioner.
Years later. Alright, interesting. At least there's potential for change in this route if Cyrano actually does something. I think that it's a little difficult with Benedict, like, being in his ear all the time. Like, if Benedict had actually died for one reason or another, and Frederica was the main source of advice that Cyrano was getting, then probably it would work out, but I don't see it. Abandoned village. Who is this? Is this? So we
I'm
got.
sorry. Today's food supplies are exhausted.
That's definitely Roland. That's Roland's voice. And also, when he was first introduced, he was a blue-eyed man, or blue-eyed prince, or something like that. And now he's a blue-eyed monk. So Roland's actually doing something for the people here, which is interesting.
I shall bring more on the morrow.
Please, brother. You're the only thing between us and ruin.
I swear, we shall not forsake you. Try to stay strong.
We? Wonder who he's teamed up with. Who's his little partner in the corner there with the brown hair?
More of them seek our aid by the
It's
day.
just a nun. Okay.
We need more bread, or we'll never be able to feed them all.
This is years later after the conflict too.
Meanwhile, merchants and nobles in the Crown City grow fat off their salt profits.
Food isn't the only thing we lack. We need clothes, beds, medicine. It's but a matter of time until this rundown quarter is overrun with plague.
Please, someone help me.
I've got you, friend. You're all right.
Oh, my lord. This is where you've been. Pray see me to my rest. You have such beautiful eyes.
May he rest in peace. I hear them.
My lord?
I hear them, loud and clear. The cries of people shoved out to margins of this new Norzelia. Soft as rain now, but soon. Soon they will be a tempest. One that will rage across all the land. Do you hear them, Serenoa? Their voices. And mine.
Oh, that's such a cool portrait. Why is he so awesome now? Like, why does... It wasn't until he literally left the party that he became the most awesome character. A wandering monk who provides aid to the impoverished people of Serenoa's new Norzelia. He's with Edor, too. And that's the roll credits. Yep. Alright, that was a good ending. Very intriguing. Like that. Like, if I had to guess what the canon ending for the game is, it's probably this one. Like, this is like the most likely to set up a sequel to the game. And like, has the hero being in the best position of power at the end. Imagine you play as Roland. It makes sense. Like, it wouldn't make sense for us to play as the King of Glenbrook with all the military might on our side and like the, you know, the love of the people and everything like that. We'd be playing as the wandering monk that was he had his throne usurped and is gathering a rebellion force so that he can, you know, basically make the poor relevant again. Fighting alongside Edor is kind of rough, but I mean, canonically in this game, I don't know. So Edor should have been dead a long time ago, but he's been using the power of the Elfric to extend his lifetime. And I wonder now that Hyzant has been destroyed, it hasn't been destroyed, but at least he no longer has access to the Ministry of Medicine, you know, how much longer he'll get to live. and whether he'll be able to actually tap into the power that we saw during the golden ending. Did Eeyore have a change of heart? No, he didn't. He just was a coward and didn't want to die or face our troops. But as for why he's working with Roland, I mean, he probably sees it as an opportunity. Roland was ready to give up on any sense of nobility and turn himself over to the goddess's teachings. And if he doesn't know about the Hierophant being an automaton that Eeyore used in order to control Hyzant, then Eeyore could just sweet talk him into thinking that, yeah, the goddess still is a real thing and all this other stuff. That's what I think, at least, for that. This definitely is the most open-ended of the endings. Because, like, what's Roland going to do? Actually, no, it's not entirely true. We did actually see Frederica as a bald monk. She cut off her pink hair, trying to incite rebellion against the goddess's teachings at the end of the Hyzant ending as well. I guess the only thing we really don't get is at the end of the Frederica ending, because we saw Benedict at the end of that, and he was working with Gustave, and he got control over and safety of the Wolfort domain, but that was all he wanted to do. So he doesn't like have any sort of grand scheme long term in that storyline, or at least Gustave doesn't seem to think so. But in that ending, canonically, I think that Aesfrost ends up winning that war, defeating Hyzant secretly through assassination. And, there was no one in charge of Glenbrook at the time. So Aesfrost wins almost all the time in the 4 endings. They win in the Aesfrost ending, obviously, and they win in the Golden ending, and it's implied that they will soon win in the Frederica ending. And the only time where Aesfrost is defeated and Hyzant wins is in the Hyzant ending. I suppose you could consider the Aesfrost ending being Glenbrook winning, kind of. But Glenbrook and Aesfrost team up in both the Golden ending and also the Aesfrost ending. So I'm going to count that as an Aesfrost win. Yeah, all endings would make for good sequels. Maybe not the Golden endings so much. Like, you'd have to wait for the next generation in order to have a sequel to the Golden ending, because everything's just too happy at the end. There was no, there's nobody that was discontent. What map was that? I've never been in that map. I've never fought in a library before. Where would I fight in a library? Well, maybe it's just a made-up scene. Maybe. Well, there is one more chapter where we haven't been to yet. Oh yeah, that's definitely where I know what we have to do in that final chapter 10, and it would make sense for us to fight in an area that looks like that. Want to see a sequel to the Frederica ending? Yeah, that's going to be what we do on the next playthrough. We've done all the endings at max level at this point, except for the Frederica ending, because that was the first time we went through the game. And so I want to see how difficult those last couple chapters are, because they were very, very difficult the first time. It took me like 6 hours to beat Lila the first time, and then Camcell wiped my entire team, and then Yins had to like kite him around the entire map using spring traps the entire time in order to finally kill him, using collision damage. So, you know, I think I can do a little bit better than that. Oh yeah, and then also there were only 4 people that survived the chapter 20 versus Edor. So I want to kind of like attack it with my full might and see, you know, how much better my units and also my strategy has gotten. I think that my strategy was pretty good at the time as well. I think that it was mostly just my units weren't really that powerful and I was using all of my money on minor upgrades to all characters. I didn't focus on any particular characters. Like, I'm watching a bunch of other people's playthroughs of the game, and most people just like have like 10 units that they use, and then they only use those 10, and then like everyone else just stays at whatever level they get them at. And meanwhile, all my characters were about even with each other, which means that like there were a lot of people that had, for example, Dragon Shield by the time they got to the ending the first time, which is something I did not have. On the range from Piccoletta to Quahog, how good is Corentin? Corentin is busted. He's so good. Like, especially for a turtling playstyle, because like ice hinders movement. So instead of it costing 1 point of movement to move, it costs 1.2. So instead of moving 4 squares, you can only move 3. Instead of only moving 3 squares, you only move 2, and so on. And so even if you had 6 movement, you would only get 5. So that's great already, right? And then TP on ice. Okay, so at the end of my first playthrough, Corentin was terrible, right? Because I didn't have TP on ice yet. I didn't use the upgrades, and he wasn't at a high enough level to even get TP on ice, even if I did upgrade him. But once I leveled up a little bit more, and you had used the Medal of Bravery, he became the best mage in the game. Like, the main issue with mages is that they only can cast every other turn because it costs 2 TP to do their stuff. But you can use Glacial Moon every 2 turns, or you can just cast regular magic every turn, and you're like hindering the enemies as they try to move forward the entire time. He had some early utility with Wall of Ice. Like, there were a couple of maps that I otherwise would have lost without Wall of Ice. But later on, it doesn't matter, because like, you want the enemies to come to you as quickly as possible so you can kill them as quickly as possible. Yeah, Divine Punishment. We got hit by that once. Did not kill anyone. It would have been very sad if Avlora died to that. But by the time that the Hierophant had used Divine Punishment in the battle, it wouldn't have mattered, I don't think. Yeah, so in the end of the Benedict arc, Norzelia basically just became a United States metropolitan area where, you know, you got a bunch of really, well, I guess it's not as bad as, you know, United States poverty. Well, it's not that the poverty probably is about as bad, but the wealth isn't as good. So it'll probably be like, you know, some place that runs off of cartels or something like that, and illegal drug trades or something, without a strong government. Like, I have the benefit of living in the 21st century, so, you know, I have ideas of how we could very easily fix Norzelia, because we have countries all over the world that have done things that reduce poverty in one way or another. But I'll give them a pass because it's kind of like far behind. And with that, we've actually done all of the endings. We've got this one here. This one here. Golden ending. This one here. Hyzant, Roland ending. You know, if you weren't sympathetic to the Roselle, this is a pretty good ending. Because everyone is wealthy, except for just the Roselle. And it seemed pretty clear that the Roselle were not doing too good. I mean, they weren't slaves, so like, it was definitely better for them in this ending. But they still had prejudice, and they still had poverty, and they still were dying of starvation, and yeah, things were going to get bad for them probably pretty soon with Edor and Roland working together. And then the original ending that we got, at least. We'll be getting this one again as well on the next playthrough. We should do a final playthrough of the golden ending, but now that we have all the characters and all the upgrades. The only character that we were missing on the golden ending was Cordelia. And I don't know if I want to do 6 playthroughs of the game. Like, I want to experience everything that the game has, like, once. We have so much to cover in the final playthrough. But we only have one new thing to look at. Which is kind of wild. Hey there, Cheesy. One, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Wait, that does not do the thing that I thought it was going to do. I thought it was going to give me the option to, what's it called there? Don't want to fresh save. I want to get to the end of the game and see that I've covered every single path in the game. Now, if I were willing to look up information about the game while I was playing through it, we could have finished the game just right then, because on the second playthrough, we would have done the correct chapter 10. What? Return to title. Oh, save your game. No, there we go. That would have been awful. If I just were just mindlessly mashing through, I would have saved over my finished game with a fresh new game, and we wouldn't have Cordelia. How awful would that be? If we had done that, I would have just finished it off stream. I would have gone through that playthrough off stream, and then what's it called? Then just done all this all over again. I probably would have not even done it on hard mode, just to save some time. How good is Avlora? Avlora is like... Remember how good Serenoa used to be? Avlora is now that good. Like, Avlora can basically kill a new target every single turn. And she has high evasion, high strength, high HP, high defense, high magic defense. Like, she's power crept Sarah Noah. Oh, 100. Is that the max, or did I actually end a save file with 100 times deployed? That's an interesting one. We were forced to use Sarah Noah a lot early on. I think that we can kind of look at the stats here and see the distribution of characters here. This is a little not that true. We used Lionel a lot in the middle in order to basically use his treasure, or his lucky find. Obtain money when picking up spoils. So I kind of farmed him. I kind of used him to farm weaker areas, weaker mental mock battles, and get money during my third playthrough, I want to say. Maybe during my second playthrough. I don't actually remember when it happened, but 60 is really high, and that's the reason why. And Hasabar was there with him. Like, all these, like, characters I don't really like using that have high numbers is because I was using them for mental mock battles in order to get them up to level. And then it's kind of wild that Quahog has been used this much because we only got him on the second playthrough. I really thought that I would use Flanagan more often. I love Archibald, but because on the last playthrough, the viewers always chose my party, I never got to use him. Same with Trish. I mean, I usually basically just make all archers and mages with like Gila and Eridor. That's like, that would be my lineup every single battle if it were up to me. These characters need to catch up a bit. Rudolph, it's unfortunate, but we got him at the beginning of our second playthrough, and by then he was already outclassed. He's actually a pretty good unit for Chapter 3 unit, but, you know, once you have like Archibald and like upgraded Hewitt, like, he doesn't really give us that much. The only thing he's got going for him is his Those Who Wait and Thrill of the Hunt, where it increases his speed when he kills something. Or his speed and accuracy and luck. But even then, his speed isn't, I don't even think his speed is that great still, right? Okay, his speed is as good as Hewitt normally, but Hewitt has more range, because if we go over here, she's got normal range +1. And she has a rise in range, which means that on the first time you use a normal attack, it has an increased range of 2. So given that, you know, the whole point of archers is to have range, he doesn't have any extra range. Archibald has lots of extra range. He gets 1 from his level up, or a sniper, where he actually does more damage the further away they are. Second sight increases the range of your normals by 1, and normal attack range +1. So Archibald consistently has 2 extra range, so he has an attack range of 6 instead of 4, and then it gets even wilder when he gets up on high ground. Trish, I really like Trish. The only issue with Trish is that she doesn't have the range. She doesn't have traditional range. She has like this jank range where she uses move again or act again. So she's able to like move into range, attack, and then attack again and then move out of range. But compare that to Archibald and Hewitt, who can just sit in one place and attack, and then they get their next turn 10% faster. It's like not even close. I do like how Trish can like use act again and then use something like leap and then just like move around the battlefield and pick up things with item gatherer. And then it also gives her TP back for picking up the things, and then she can use act again another time. So like she's got some pretty cool gimmicks that have to do with enemies dropping treasure, but if they don't drop treasure, then still pretty good. It's just like, I was basically all of this to say Rudolph is a pretty good character, but he's the worst archer in the game. I don't really want to give my opinions too much on the characters here because I want to do this formally in a tier list, in a bunch of tier lists, I should say. Because I want to do like story-wise, I want to do combat-wise, first playthrough, first impressions, like late game, all sorts of stuff. There's actually all sorts of content out there for triangle strategy tier lists, but most of it is done by people that only beat the game the first time, which makes sense because they, you know, if I were a real content creator, then I would have just speed run this game in March and then just quickly made a hasty opinion about the stuff, and they would have all these types of, oh, well, you know, I've only played the game one time, and like this is, you know, we might get better characters later on, who knows what's going on, types of explanations about why my opinions might not be good. But I think that at this point, you know, we've beaten the game every which way. So we'll probably do some sort of tier list on this game in the near future. Hey there, Red Marsh. Welcome to the channel. .77 evasion. That's pretty high, right? Yeah, I mean, she has a bracelet on, but even still, that's fairly high. Oh, she has an amulet on, actually. Still not quite as good as Milo, because Milo also has instinct. And then Groma has eliminate and evade. And desperate evasion. But like, yeah, it's decent. I've heard some people try to use Piccoletta as a dodge tank. I don't think it's worth. She doesn't really have the HP and the defensive stats for that. Like, she's even less physical defense than Milo. 51 versus 45. And way less than Groma at 60. And she has like the middling magic defense. And then these two have things like Heart Stealer or Stardust. Paralyze all enemies in range. You know, tempt all enemies. Walk through enemies. Oh wait, no, it's actually this one, walk through enemies. And this one is also a walk through enemies. And lure in. Eridor actually has surprisingly good evasion. I know he has a bracelet on, but like 61 is like, Eridor is really, really, really tanky. So like him having this high evasion, and then on top of that he's unlikely to take very much damage once he does get hit, is pretty good. Speed, tiers, accuracy, doesn't matter that much because everyone generally has a 100% chance to hit. How good is Anna? Anna's great. Especially like early game. Like, she's one of the few characters that I think could actually solo a lot of maps. Like, there are not many characters that can actually solo a map, but I think Anna's one of them. You didn't see chapter 19, but I tried to do just Avlora and Cordelia for chapter 19 of the previous playthrough, and it did not go very well. Like, eventually the enemies just all swarm too much, and then there's no counter-attacking or anything like that, and there's no way of like stopping them from hitting you. Ironically, the one map that I think that Avlora could actually solo is her fighting herself, chapter 7, protecting Roland. But you aren't allowed to use Avlora to fight Avlora, because you could put the rest of your units on the rooftops, and then Cordelia could actually provide ranged support for Avlora, and then there are a lot of choke points in that map, so you can just basically stand on the stairway. And you have to get hit by archers, which is bad, but, you know, you'd basically be fighting the enemies 2 at a time. If Anna got Lone Wolf, she would definitely solo stuff. Like, you could do a whole solo run with Anna then. Like, the stats that you get on Lone Wolf are actually kind of busted. Like, it's +9 to all stats when you have 3 out of 9 or 3 out of 10 units. Like, Avlora was almost as fast as the boss. The only reason why I didn't use Anna very much in the last playthrough is because generally the viewers don't choose my good units. Anna does have somewhat of the problem of being very squishy, but also like being really good at putting herself in positions where she will die if she makes a mistake. So like she can do things like, oh, the melee enemies are running this way and the mages are running off to the side. Let me just go off to the side by myself and take on these mages. And then once you get over there, you're like, well, I could kill this one mage, but then I would die to the other 3 mages that are here. There's something poetic about Milo having no luck. What's with the Byzantians not having any luck? I mean, I guess it's just a mage thing. Because Frederica also has low luck. Surprisingly tanky for mages. The only problem is they have high magic defense, but they don't have high HP. She has a magic bracelet, yeah, so she's somewhat cheating a little bit. But she would still have the highest even if she weren't cheating. Surprisingly tanky, Benedict. You don't really have... Oh, no, you actually do have the HP as well. Wonder why I don't frontline you very often. Probably because you're better at buffing anyway. Hasabara. pretty strong. I want to see Miraculous Light with Resurrection Earring and Plume of Immortality on Maxwell. Yeah. So like every time he dies, I think he uses Revive first. So then he would die Revive, die Miraculous Light, die Revive, die Resurrection Earring, die Revive. And then if he dies again, he has a 50% chance of coming back with Revive again, or coming back with the Plume of Immortality. But it's only a 50% chance every time you die. You could kind of save scum around it and like load the quick save, and then you get 2 chances to have it happen or have it proc. I think that the most useful characters that I don't use out of this list, I mean, Cordelia and these 3 I'm going to give a pass. I literally just got them. So, like, these 3 don't count. Like, I don't really use Azana very much, even though she's kind of broken. And I don't use Giovanna much. But that's only because in the early maps, she's really, really bad. And then in the later maps, she becomes unreasonably good. Like, if you're only dealing with like a couple of enemies and the only terrain that you have is grass or, you know, pavement or whatever, and like there's big height differences, then Giovanna's not that good. I feel like Giovanna and Decimal are actually like opposites, right? Decimal wants to have cramped spaces and big height changes or height differences. And Giovanna wants long ranges, lots of enemies spread out, and flat land. I wish Flanagan were more useful. I mean, he was incredibly useful, like very, very, very useful in Chapter 18 for the last playthrough. And he's been very useful in certain maps as well. Like, he was actually super useful on the Hyzant ending as well when we were fighting in Esfrost. But basically, he's really good at standing next to someone else that's also stopping the enemies from getting close to the back line. So he's like a vanguard unit, right? So he's always known that. We've always known that. That's kind of his whole thing. He's got Ironclad, decreases damage taken head on, and he's got Fortify that increases his defense, and he's got Shield Bash to taunt, Shielding Stance to share the damage of someone else, and Rampart, decrease the damage taken by adjacent allies for 3 turns. So he's like not good by himself, which is the problem. Eridor is actually just good by himself. Like, Eridor is just like walk up and King Shield, and then it's just GG's. There's no equivalent thing that Flanagan can do. The one thing that Flanagan has over Eridor is actually getting to the fight faster. Eridor only has Sprint and increases his movement by 1, but he still has the effects of terrain, so if he's on ice, then he's slower. But Flanagan's a flying unit, so you can just kind of fly and then use aerial assault, so it's basically moving twice in 1 turn. And he can like attack some enemies that are far away and then move back into position to keep on defending, which is pretty nice as well. But also he has like, He's missing. He has really bad accuracy. He's 57 accuracy, which I feel like isn't even that bad. Oh, actually, it's really terrible. 57. You know, it's not terrible. But it's not like, you know, the people that are meant to be fighting. He has the same... Okay, so it's actually not his accuracy stat. It's actually his move. The actual move itself is the bad thing. Aerial Assault just has lower accuracy than usual. Like, it misses all the time. And Shield Bash misses all the time as well. Mr. Catton, welcome. How busted is Eridor? Eridor, I don't know that we would have ever beaten this game without Eridor. Eridor is like the linchpin of most strategies when it comes to the game. Like, without Eridor, I suppose you could. It would... Okay, so here's what you would actually have to do. If you didn't have Eridor, or you couldn't use Eridor, instead of being able to use units like Quahog and Corentin and Frederica and Azana and stuff like that, and archers and things like that, you would just have to go all melee. You just have to use Hasabara and Roland and Anna and Serenoa and just like rush the front lines and just try to kill them as quickly as you can. Which actually works pretty frequently. Like, I've actually had a couple of situations, like at the beginning of last playthrough, chapter 2 at the tournament, where we had a situation where we basically lost our tank very early on. And I was like, oh, the entire enemy is cavalry and our tank just died. And now they can just walk up and hit my mages. So I quickly changed my plan from turtling up to just like running at every enemy and trying to one-round it. And generally you actually do enough damage to one-round most enemies. Like if you say every single one of my units is going to attack this one guy, that one guy is not going to live another turn. So you basically just like have a war of attrition where you just like have everyone kill one person and then everyone takes some damage, and then you have everyone kill another person, then everyone gets hit and you lose a unit, and then you have everyone attack someone else, and then you know you lose another unit, and then you just keep on going like that. But luckily, if you have someone like Eridor and you keep them alive, which you can now especially do now that you not only have Gila but you also have Cordelia, you can basically, you know, stay in the fight. And you can, it allows you to do like fancier strategy. And that's the real thing about it. Like, I could just basically walk up and attack everything, and that could be my strategy, quote unquote strategy, and I would probably win most maps with it. But if I want to do something like, you know, oh, well, this enemy is going to stand on this square, which is going to trigger the spring trap, which is going to move them over here so that, you know, like anything that's like wild and crazy like that, you need to have someone that can actually manage the aggro and where the enemies are going to go and things like that. You need someone to just like act as bait, like everyone else is in safe zones and you have one unit that's not in a safe zone that will live a hit. Hey there, Demon. We just finished yet another Triangle Strategy playthrough. It's going to probably be a while before we go back to this game, so I'm spending a little extra time just kind of reminiscing about the characters in the game. We also already talked about kind of the endings. I think that we'll do some Triangle Strategy content in the next couple of weeks. Probably sometime before the new year, maybe like New Year's Eve, something like that. I'm not working that day. Well, not New Year's Eve, but the 30th, whatever. Yeah, so now we're like all caught up on gameplay. And then the only thing that we have left in this game is we have to, it doesn't matter what we do in Chapter 3, and it doesn't matter what we do in Chapter 7, but in Chapter 9 we have to choose to betray, Sorsley, and we have to successfully determine his crimes and then find the evidence in Chapter 10. We actually failed to find the evidence in the last time we played, so we'll have to just like make sure that we do it better next time. And then nothing else matters for the rest of the game. Yeah, okay, 18, part 1, 2, and 3. Each of those battles was like as long as an actual chapter. Longer, actually, because we've been rambling for like 40 minutes now. But what we plan on doing after we get the final path in the game, then we will have completed everything, but we'll go all the way to the end. I want to see how we do in Frederica's path, because last time we didn't have max units strength. Is there anything that distinguishes the golden routes? No, it doesn't look like it. They all look the same. How am I? I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. How are you doing this Friday? Well, it might not be Friday for you, but it's a Friday evening for me. Alright, so the things that we're going to replace triangle strategy with. Did I get all the notes? Pretty sure that I did. I wouldn't have not read something. Oh, actually, I did not actually read this thing. Alright, let's do this. The operation of the desk now. We got this in chapter 18. Affixing carriage and barrel. Measuring target bearing, range, and relative elevation. Calculating trajectory, see note. Calculating barrel heading and angle. Loading black powder, loading shot. Taking aim, firing, note. Calculating trajectory requires taking into account not only the bearing, range, and relative elevation, but wind directions and speed, temperature, and humidity. For detailed instructions, see refer to enclosed chart. That should be the last note that we have. Wait for the sequel or prequel? Well, we actually don't have that much time. For you see, in January, Forspoken comes out on the PlayStation 5, and I might set up a demo for that pretty soon, because that's going to be a game that we play. And then Octopath Traveler 2 comes out in March. And then Final Fantasy 16 comes out in June. So we actually have a really busy year ahead of us. But in the meantime, in the short term, we're going to be taking any time that we would have otherwise been streaming Triangle Strategy. Instead, we're going to be playing Pokemon Violet And likewise, anytime that where we would have been streaming The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, we'll be doing Pokemon Violet. So it's going to be a lot of Pokemon Violet for the next couple of weeks. Well, that's not true. For the next 1 week, until next Wednesday, there will be a lot of Pokemon Violet. But then after that, my family's in town, so I won't be doing any streams whatsoever. And then after they leave, actually I might do some streams. Maybe I'll do like a stream without commentary or something like that. Oops. Let's get rid of some of these. So no plans on streaming between the 21st and the 27th. At least no plans. I might end up doing some. We'll see. But then, so between now and the 21st, Pokemon Violet, between the 27th and Forspoken Pokemon Violet. And I think that we'll be done with Pokemon Violet long before we're worried about any of those things. Because I don't think that generally the gameplay will take very long for us to go through. Oh, it's over. GG. We have so much kudos, and all the stuff gets sold for money because we don't have any characters that need to be upgraded. Basically just catching up to everyone, yeah. I don't think it'll take very long. We could probably do like a gym or two per session. Remember when kudos was a big thing? Yeah. We just got ourselves a lot of money. I think we could actually finish off everyone's charts. We have 70,000. It'll be close, I think. May as well go from left to right at this point. We're so close to finishing everyone. Alright, 15 timber. Okay, we actually won't have enough to finish this. Do I need 15 total, or did I need 15 more? I needed 15 more. 5 timber. We've almost bought out Lionel's whole stock of superior timber. Heavy Smash. We'll do a combat showcase at some point in time. Where are you? There you are. You come at a good time, my lord. Learned myself a new skill, I did. If I find myself surrounded, I can just charge up power like so, and bam, hit him with heavy smash. Pretty handy, ain't it? I always knew I had greatness within me. See ya, Mr. Caden. Thanks for stopping by. Lionel has to be rich at this point. Yep. You know you're rich when you're thinking about upgrading Medina. Stone and iron. We're gonna need lots of it. Stone and iron. Of each. I think I'll first get this one. 10 superior stone. Then we'll do Archibald after that. How much money have we spent? We've already spent 40,000. So we're not going to even get close to finishing everyone's trees here. I mean, we're going to get close because we were already close, but we're going to not be able to finish Lionel or Medina or Yin's. Thing is, like, I already have everything that's useful for Yin's. Like, doing more damage is kind of like, whatever. Like, I attack maybe once per battle as Yin's. 6 fiber, 10 timber, timber and fiber. Piercing arrow. At last, a bow perfectly at home in my hands. Now you'll finally get to see what I'm really capable of. My specialty, piercing arrow. Bet I still shoot as true as I did now, or best I shoot just as true now as I did back then. Ah ha ha. And we're like out of money again. No matter the run, we are always broke. Well, that probably won't be the case for the final run. I mean, I think that because we're going to be selling everything that we get, every single drop that we get along the way, we're going to be selling for profit here. Because the only thing that we need is superior materials at this point. I actually literally have 0 of everything. And then once I do have everyone upgraded, then the rest of the money, I guess, would go towards I mean, we're actually even full of recovery pellets and whatnot as well. I guess we would mostly just be buying ranged HP pellets at that point for Medina to power up everyone's TP. And then we would probably buy out the rest of like the evasion bracelets and defense bracelets and strength bracelets, magic bracelets. You should get another stock sometime during this playthrough as well. And I think at some point in time also, I'm going to also get another set of upgradable things to buy from Archibald. And once that happens, you know, I mean, we get a Medal of Bravery every single chapter after chapter 5. Just wanted to see what our levels looked like. Very high utility, pretty good liberty, not very high morality, surprisingly. I mean, it's not that surprising because you get utility and liberty from buying and selling stuff. And you get morality from... There's nothing that... You get morality from doing mental mock battles, and we didn't do any mental mock battles in the last playthrough. I don't know if I'm ready to, like, do all the mental mock battles. Some of them are really, really long. Oh, she has a new thing? She does, actually. No, she doesn't. She said got some stuff taken care of you, so I thought she had a new one, but she doesn't. This is the same one as before. Wait, no. She actually does have new things. The long trek, that's a new one. One must cross the bridge at all costs. Endure assaults from behind while cutting your way forward. Every inch will bring you closer to victory. Anna solos this. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This looks like it's supposed to be hard, but it's probably going to be very easy. Wow, every single combination of stuff. Superior iron and fiber, stone and timber, iron and timber, iron and stone, timber and fiber, stone and fiber. Is that true? There should be 12 of these. Oh no, so there actually is not every combination. So for example, we don't, I guess iron and fiber, iron and timber, iron and stone. And then, actually, I think we do actually have every combination. Stone and timber, stone and fiber, stone and iron, timber and stone, timber and iron, timber and fiber, and then stone and fiber, fiber and timber, timber and iron, yeah. Timber and stone, yeah, we got all of them. Whatever you could possibly need, you could grind it out in these mental mock battles. But then again, these mental mock battles are like an hour each. Probably not on easy mode, but on hard mode, these guys, this is tough. You would almost do as good to just do one of these easier ones and then just sell everything that you get. Maybe. Depends on how much you get, I suppose. Do you retain your spoils when you retreat? Nope, you do not get your spoils back. That makes sense, because then you would really be able to cheese stuff. You could just like light wave yourself onto the spoils that spawn in every mental mock battle, and then retreat, and then just keep on doing that, turn one over and over again, and then finish it one time, and then get all the spoils. I think you get a new mental mock battle for every ending that you complete, because we didn't get a long trek until just now. We got the assassins after finishing the golden ending. So I think that this is like the final battle, which makes sense because it was like 2 hours of combat. Defeating 100 enemies is crazy. And then they tried to cheat at the end and nearly got me killed. Let's see here. This was available to us at the end of our first play. This was at the end of our second playthrough, I should say. This was the final mental mock battle available to us at the end of the first playthrough. So that we must have been around level 34 then when we finished that. Well, since I have access to all of the mental mock battles, I guess we could spend some time and do all of them. Not now, of course, but like when we pick this game back up, we'll do all the mental mock battles once and for all. And so we'll be able to say that we've done all of them. And I'm sure that in the course of doing that, we will have finished upgrading every single unit in the game, because we're almost done already. Might be a while though. I mean, we might do like an occasional triangle strategy stream, just here and there, unannounced, like unplanned, I should say, in the same way that we occasionally play Super Smash Brothers on the channel. But I'm like almost practically satisfied with the game at this point, because we've done almost everything, but I don't want to leave it on the final thing that I want to get done. So I want to, see what that map has to offer, and I do want to feel what Frederica's ending feels like when I'm actually at a high level and prepared. But all the stuff in between though, we're going to probably just rush it. Skip all the cutscenes, just, destroy the stuff. We might even lower the difficulty even, because like none of it matters. We've done the combat multiple times at this point, and we've also seen the cutscenes multiple times at this point. And then we'll just increase the difficulty for chapter 10 and for chapters 17 onwards. Although maybe not, because we actually if we actually do everything like we did the first playthrough, then everything will be new at this new level. Well, not these. These don't matter, because we've actually done all of these at our new max level. Except for chapter 7, Trusting Silvio. You might want to do that one. But we've done these two at max level already. We've done all of these at max level. This one we've done at max level, both of these. We need to do chapter 8 at max level, Trusting Silvio. And we need to do chapter 9, max level. Like all this will be new content. Or not new content, but new difficulty. This new map that we've never seen before. None of this matters. Frederica's plan. will actually be new difficulty. And then protecting the Roselle here will be new difficulty as well. Or will we be on the path where we protect the Roselle? Yeah, we will. So we'll be fighting Trish at max level, but without Travis. And then these will be, this will be the same as it always is. And then all of this will be new difficulty spikes. So actually there's still some freshness left in this game, which is kind of crazy because we've been playing it for 200 hours, more than 200 hours. We've been playing for 230 hours. I said that we'd be done with it within like 250 hours. It might be more like 260 hours by the time we're actually done. Alright, but that's all for some other time in the distant future. At this point, I'm going to end the stream. If I'm not busy tonight, we'll be back with Pokemon Violet. And if I am busy, and maybe you'll see me tomorrow if I'm not busy. But yeah, thanks for watching as always. If you enjoyed today's stream, be sure to leave a like. If you want some more from me, be sure to subscribe. Pokemon Violet tonight, maybe. Pokemon Unite this weekend. And Pokemon Violet pretty much every other day that I will be streaming. That's not Saturday. So look forward to all that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care, and goodbye.